Hey friends, happy Wellness Wednesday. I know it's been a while since I've been here. I think my last video went up on January 25th. I went back and checked. And I apologize. Things have gotten a little crazy in my life. And full disclosure, I actually recorded this video twice already. And both times something went wrong. There were technical difficulties that just made it impossible for me to post. I don't know how this one is going to come out. I can already see some funky glares, and I'm hoping that the quality is okay. But I wanted to make sure to get myself back on track. Some things happened along the way this year. I'm going to share in a minute. But when I went back to look at my last video, ironically, it was talking about persevere as my word of the year. And I kind of failed on that. So far, we're not done with the year yet, so I still got about 5 more months left to really work on perseverance and keeping up. But somehow it just didn't quite take. So I'm hoping I can get things back in line and get back on track. So there's a few things that happened and a few things that kind of stopped me and kind of got me restarted along the way. Um, I'm just going to briefly share with you today, and then in upcoming segments, I'll be talking directly about some of these because they may be issues for you as well. So the first one that kind of got me tripped up was travel, and I know people tell me, "Oh, poor you! You had to go here, you had to go there." Since January, I've had one trip a month: January, February, March, and April. I was very busy in May, but no trips. I was busy in June, but I'm traveled again in July, in August, and then we have our Congress in October and then in November. So there's at least one big trip every month. In August, actually, I have two, one at the beginning and one at the end. And the reason that these become then a hindrance to my wellness or what I do is because I forget how to travel smart. I forget to include when I'm making arrangements time, for layover, time to get over what I'm doing. It's like I'm doing an all day workshop on Saturday and then I'm leaving Sunday morning on a plane. And the planning just is not good for me and it wears me out. Also, because I have so many things coming back to back and that just been happening, the whole process of packing and unpacking has just become a mess. I used to be so organized, like I had my travel bag with my toiletries separate from what I use during the day except for makeup, but everything else completely separate set. So that I didn't have to worry about, oh, did I pack this? Did I pack deodorant? Did I pack shampoo? It was already packed. But I've done so much back and forth that I ran out of something and then I forgot to replace it, or I left it in the hotel. I left my shower gel in the hotel by accident when I left and I forgot to put another one back in. And so this unpacking and packing has been going wild. I've been trying to find certain items of clothing that I know are somewhere, and for all I know, are still packed in the bag that I used when I went, but they're just missing. So that just really throws me off, and that alone exhausts me is now as I'm trying to pack for another trip that I'm leaving for next week. I'm trying to get these things arranged and I'm running around looking for things and I don't have that big of an apartment. So running around looking for things is just taking up. So that has been a real hindrance for me the last few months. Also because of that, partly, and then because of my being tired and my fatigue and all of that, the second thing that has really kept me from doing these videos and coming back is that there's no other way to put it. My life right now is kind of a mess. And I mean a physical mess, not like, a little bit of mental mess because it messes with that as well. But my calendar is a mess because, as I said, I keep forgetting to put things in. I double book myself, or I book all day one day and then early morning the next day instead of giving myself time to rest. So my calendar is a mess. I have to sit down and really look at that and what I'm doing and making sure that it aligns with time to recover before I start the next big thing. Because of all the packing and unpacking, my living space is a mess. As I said, I have clothes in my spare room, which is where I have all my suitcases. Because if I bring a suitcase out and put it on my bed, my cat jumps into it, cat hair all over the clothes that I'm packing, and yeah, it's a mess. So I pack in my spare room. So in my spare room, which should be a nice guest room for when people come and stay over, instead it's a room with suitcases and travel items and clothes that I'm planning to take on the next trip, lying on the bed because I just put them there for ease. So now everything is everywhere. When I'm looking for something, I don't know where it is. My whole living space then becomes a mess, and that really gets me depressed to go home to this and not have the energy to just take care of it all in one swing. So that's been a thing. And then the same thing, of course, happens in the office, event after event. I come back from an event, I forget or don't have time to unpack because I'm now preparing the next event. I've had a couple of things that have just sucked up my time. They were important. I'm glad I did them. I was working really hard on this, couple of big projects, getting them done, but it's put me behind on other things. And then my office itself space becomes a mess because I still have 2 bags packed from the last 2 workshops that I did when I take, extra books and resources and things. So that all tied up just makes me very, I come into my office and it's not a bright, happy place anymore because of that. Not because of the work, but because of I know I need to unpack those bags and put those things away so that I have a nice, clear space to work on, as well as going home. And then finally, because of all that, it's left me with little time for my own hobbies and the things that make me feel good and that make me feel rested. I posted a TikTok a while back. I just started kind of playing with TikTok, so don't go over there and see what I post yet because I'm still testing it all out. But I posted a TikTok a while back. My sister had a retirement party from teaching, and I did the centerpieces for her table. And I basically ran to Dollar Tree every few weeks for a few months before, and just little by little would buy things that would create. So I created these, with glass, either fish bowls or small candle holders or vases, and I just filled them with different school supplies and kind of decorated that. But I spent a day at her house doing that. I packed all the supplies up. I took them to her house because I knew I couldn't get it done at home, and I did that there. And it made me remember how much I miss doing that kind of stuff, crafting and thinking up little ideas. And I'm not fantabulous at it. I'm not, going to be a wedding planner anytime soon. But it enjoyed me. And I had a movie playing and they all had to go out and do something. And I stayed at the house in kind of quiet with this movie with their puppy. And I sat and I just did all this crafting. And it made me remember, I miss things like that. I miss my hobbies. I miss scrapbooking. I miss reading for fun. I mean, for hours at a time. Now I do it when I have a little time here and there, but I miss the days when I would just sit on the couch and, read for like 2 hours on a Sunday morning or whatever. So I try to find the time to do the things that make me happy, the things that make me enjoy life. One of which is always keeping my nails done. Because I love it. I love doing my nails, but I just never have time anymore. So now, getting them professionally done has been awesome. But I have to remember all those other things, and I'm relaxing too. But also remembering those other things and persevering in my own interests and trying to get them done so that they can give me energy and they can make me feel better. So these are the things I'm kind of thinking of for the rest of the summer. As I said, I have another trip coming up next week, so maybe I'll record from there, from a surprise location, and you can see me in action. It is for work. I'm not vacationing. There's no time for sightseeing, but I will be out for work and looking forward to that time. But it's also going to be a time of learning, and this is a workshop, a conference that I actually go to be a part of and not present. So I'm not speaking, I'm not presenting, I'm going to be the learner. And I'm very excited about having that role after several different conferences where I've been the speaker, I've been part of the organization. So it's going to be something fun. And I am looking forward to that. And I will have a little bit of downtime as well with a couple of other people that are going from our diocese. So that will give me some excitement and some pleasure at least. But right now, I'm just looking for ways to get life back together, to get my calendar back together so that I can have this energy to persevere and continue to do these videos, continue to do my own writing and my work projects here, and the things that do bring me joy and things that I do have fun doing and want to continue doing. So that's the plan so far. Keep me accountable. If I don't post something next week, write to me or give me a call and say, hey, you're blowing it, get back on track. But I am going to promise to try and get something out at least every other week, but hopefully every week from now on. So pray for me. I'll pray for you. And until we meet again, take good care of yourself.